All right. So hopefully everybody is doing well as you're past the midpoint, right? It's I don't even know if I can say happy Halloween or not, but happy fall holiday or something. Um as we've pushed past midterms, we're going into that last stretch. So we do have a few updates that I will be giving y'all. And then we will be hearing from the study abroad office for those of you that want to go get that college credit out of the country, right? It's a great opportunity. A lot of students who do take advantage of that, they come back with great skills and great opportunities. So for those of you that are interested, and maybe those of you that aren't sure if you're interested, please make sure that you stick around for after I talk. I won't be up here very long. So that we can hear from our study abroad folks. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Maybe not. Okay. Yay. Okay, there we go. So quick updates. So just a little bit of an agenda before we jump into the study abroad presentation. I have some Tau Sigma updates. Bye-bye Canvas. So we are no longer using the Canvas site that y'all don't like a whole lot. We won't be using it anymore. We'll also have a different method for getting points for going to different events. So we will no longer have the reflection essays. This is no longer an English class. I'm kidding. But you will no longer have to do the reflection essays. We'll talk a little bit about the book voucher updates because yes, y'all have been asking me about the book voucher updates, but I do have some information to share about that. And then, of course, registration starts tomorrow. We have a couple of events that the university is holding to help y'all get registered for class and to verify all of the information that you will need to verify. So, as far as Tau Sigma, these updates are coming directly from your president, Mr. Julian Byrd. There will be a food bank volunteer opportunity. All are welcome to go to that. He will be sending out information about that. You do not have to be in Tau Sigma in order to participate in that, right? He is highly encouraging all of us, right, to take part in that. If I am not tied down to an office or desk chair, I will likely attend that. Julian Byrd will also contact you about all possible Tau Sigma social events. So there is there's a possible Tau Sigma social that he's researching. He'll be reaching out to y'all to see if that's something that y'all are interested in doing this semester. But I know that those kind of things will for sure be happening next semester as well. The scholarship deadline, I believe I had told y'all that I would like for it to be due by today, the 31st for the Tau Sigma scholarship, but I'm going ahead and extending it because I've only received one. All right, so I'm extending that until the 6th, November 6th. All right, that is the day after my birthday. No, I will not be here on my birthday. You will not be able to wish me a happy birthday on my birthday. Feel free to send me an email though, but I will not be here, or the day before that. Yes, my birthday is on election day. No, I don't want to talk about it. All right. So Canvas. Bye-bye Canvas. So one of the issues that we were having with Canvas is that unfortunately, it was getting kind of mixed up with a lot of y'all's classes. It was, every time that something is due or every time something gets posted, you get sent an email. And as a former student myself, I understand how, for lack of a better term, infuriating that can be when you're getting nothing but emails over and over again, and how easy it is to also miss our emails, right, from Canvas. So after reconsidering how things went, like I told y'all last month, we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. So we have not had Canvas at all most of October, I believe. So all materials And contact for ATA will come through campus groups now. So we're going back to campus groups. If you do not have access to campus groups, right, most of you should, I believe there's a Tau Sigma campus group site as well as an ATA campus group site. Okay, so all of the events that we do, that is how you RSVP through them. You checking in today, right? All of that is through campus groups. So we're going to go ahead and just make it easy, right? Your success coaches will be counting your points, but you should be keeping up with them as well, right? We are human at the end of the day. We will miss things. It happened last year. Y'all fussed at us. It happened. So make sure that you're also keeping record of the things that you've done so that you get credit for them. And then also including this event, right? But also even events that are not GSI events. Okay, please make sure that you're checking into those because then it shows up on your events that you've attended in campus groups, and that's an easy way for us to be able to assess a certain amount of points for them. Okay, so on top of that, the post survey, right? So the post event survey that you will get as soon as the event is over. I know that this happens for sure for all of the GSI and ATA events, but other departments and things like that might not have a post survey and we don't have access to that. So I guess technically you don't have to worry about that for non-GSI or non-ATA events. But for our stuff, please make sure that you're doing that post survey since we are no longer doing the reflection essays, right? One of the things that I have been pressed about from my supervisor and higher ups is us getting data, right? One of the unfortunate parts about working in higher ed is everything revolves around the data. Okay, so if y'all don't do those surveys, if you're not helping us build the program up with those surveys, right, we can't make this better. We can't show that there is a need, a necessity for the work that we do. So please, 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 even at the end of this, please fill out those surveys. Any questions about those first two things? In the chat, anything? No? All right. I must be thorough. Okay. So back to those reflection essays, right? So no more reflection essays. I'm seriously like, I'm begging you, please do the surveys. Like, please do the surveys. All right. Like it takes like less than 5 minutes, if even that. And I had a one-on-one with my AVP today and 3 different parts of that conversation, data, assessment, and surveys came up. Please do the surveys, okay? And that allows me to do all of the research that I have to do based off of the data that y'all give us. And be honest, right? If something, you didn't like something or you weren't able to make it because it didn't fit your time schedule and different things like that, please let us know because that's how we make decisions. For example, the surveys are the reason why our ATA meetings are on Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Okay, because those are the times, those are the days that students said fit best for transfer students. If you don't agree with that, right? Ironically enough, right? Democracy, let your voice be heard. So these surveys, that's voting for you. Okay, let us know. All right, this has a lot of words on it. Okay, because it's the book vouchers. So I anticipate there will be questions. Okay, I feel it coming. I already know, but I will answer your questions the best that I can. There are some things that I still do not have an answer for when it comes to those, but this is the information that I have so far, right? So of course, like I said at the beginning of the semester, these will be awarded at the beginning, or not at the beginning, but they will be awarded at the end of the semester. So really, you would be using these for the spring, most likely. We do have a very, 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 very limited budget for those book vouchers. Okay. So there will be a process. Okay. So yes, you will have to be eligible, right? You will have to be ATA eligible for them, but there will be a process. What that process looks like right now, there will be like a request form most likely. And then also, award priority does go to the ATA members who are completing their points. However, the transfer team, we do not just work with the ATA members, right? That was actually a misnomer from the way that we had been operating under this grant previously. So under new leadership, right? And I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about my supervisor and even her supervisor, right? Under new leadership, okay, we work with all 8,228 or something like that, transfer students on that attend UHD. Okay, so with that being said, all 8,000 of those students will be privy to the fact that they can also request those book vouchers as long as they have completed the points. Now, you are more likely to have completed these points if you're in ATA already, right? So don't necessarily panic about that, but like I said, unfortunately, 8,000 students are all not going to be able to get a book voucher, right? And then part-time and full-time, that dollar amount will be different. And before you ask, no, I do not know what the dollar amount is right now. Okay, but I'm working on that. I just got the okay to tell y'all about all of this yesterday, so the plan is not completely worked out just yet. So the big piece of this is what you can actually spend your book voucher money on. Okay. Now, y'all know I harped on this, I think, in the last meeting, but I'm going to do it again because I got a talking to. And I'm going to just be transparent with y'all. We have to figure out where we're going to come up with like 20 grand because it can't come out of the ATA budget because of things that were purchased at the bookstore that were not eligible to be bought at the bookstore with your ATA book voucher. Okay. So things that we cannot, absolutely cannot. And this will be relayed, this information will be relayed to the bookstore. So there will be limits on what you can purchase. So like if you go in there and you try to purchase a hoodie this time around, it's going to kick back and say, no, this is not eligible to be used with this book voucher. All right. So electronics of any kind, even if they're like $19 headphones, some of y'all bought some Beats and some AirPods and stuff like that. We are in trouble for that. So please do not do that again. All right. No clothing or swag or whatever they want to call it. You can't, it has to be academic materials. No graduation materials. Yes, I know. That hurts my heart as well. I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but you cannot use it to buy your cap and gown or a whatever it's called. Now, I know that this is stuff that we were able to do in the past, but technically we have been out of compliance, and that was under old leadership. New leadership is putting us on the straight and narrow and putting us on the right track as far as how we're supposed to be spending that funding. Okay. More cups of any kind. I know y'all really like your hydro flasks and your Stanley cups and all of that. You cannot use it to purchase that. Okay. So the only things that you can buy, right? Your textbooks, notebooks, and I mean like actual paper, not like a laptop notebook. Right. So notebooks, folders, pens, highlighters, all of the things that you use academically, planners, right? Those kind of things. But, desk organizers and and stuff like that, more than likely, all of that's going to get kicked back. Okay. So if there is an extenuating circumstance, so let's say that you are in your 8-week courses, 8-week courses started like 2 weeks ago, and you're struggling because you haven't bought the book yet or something like that, and you can't really wait until the end of the semester. That's just one example of an extenuating circumstance. But if you feel like you have extenuating circumstances and want to expedite the possibility of you getting a book voucher within the next couple of weeks, please email us at ata@uhd.edu. Okay. all of my staff has access to that email address. So even if I'm not in the office, or if, Heidi or your coach or whoever is not in the office, somebody will be looking at that email address that day. Okay. Or that email inbox. Okay. So go ahead and send us that, please. And I am so serious. Please do not email me directly about it, because it will get lost in all of the other emails. And it's way easier for us to go through when there's multiple of us checking the same inbox. All right. Questions about any of that? No? Okay. Anything in the chat? No. All right. Okay, and then last part that I just wanted to talk to you all about, of course, registration. So you should have already been able to put your courses in your shopping cart up to this point. However, if you do need assistance with getting registered, right, the registration kickoff starts tomorrow. I believe it's what? 10 a.m. Yes. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it will be actually where we're at right now. So Marlon and Travis. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then Super Saturday, which is like a whole day thing. I don't think any of us will be there as far as success coaches, because that's going to be specifically an academic advising type of a thing. However, advising, registration assistance, financial aid, and admissions, they'll all be present to help you out with that. Right. So tomorrow is the kickoff, then Super Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you go to the UHD website, or if you just go into Google literally and just type UHD registration dates, I believe the very first link will take you to where this information is, and then you can RSVP. Right? So you can make sure that you're accounted for those events. All right. So again, if you need help getting registered, if you need to talk to an advisor real quickly before you get registered, if you possibly have a account that you need to just talk about real quick, these are good events for you to go to. All right. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So with that being said, that is my part. Like I said, if y'all have questions, anything like that, reach out to your success coach, reach out to Heidi, send us an email at the ATA at uhd.edu part or email address, and we will definitely get to know y'all. Know my contact information and y'all use it. So you know that we're here to help and we're here to support. So if you need any clarification about anything at all, just let us know. With that being said, we're going to move on into the fun part, right? Getting over the country and doing all of the cool things, right? We have a Miss or a doctor? Miss Claudia Baba. She will be talking about study abroad. Very, very knowledgeable, has worked really closely with our GSI team as long as I've been here. I know that she's been a great partner for the things that we do. So without further ado, I will pass it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I'd like to introduce Carla Mendez to come up, because we're watching a video that she prepared after her study abroad experience. It's part of the project that our students work on in completion of the program, and our students who are recipients of the scholarship that we offer. So yes, this is Carla.
Hi guys, this is a picture, and that's actually after dance class in Costa Rica. So what we did in Costa Rica, I went over the summer. It was a 15-day, 2-week-long trip to Costa Rica. It was a faculty-led trip, and Ms. Baba would explain to y'all what kind of trips study abroad offers. But with this trip that we do is that we went to learn not only social work in Costa Rica, but also to learn Spanish in Costa Rica. And that's one thing that I loved about Costa Rica. It's all the excursions that we did there. And thankfully, most of those excursions we had to pay out of pocket. You know, the trip was a price, but some of the excursions did have to come out of pocket. And with 2 scholarships that I got offered, I got the Gilman scholarship, and that is like an intense scholarship, but they gave me enough money. And of course, then you have the travel award scholarship that you get here with UHD. So with those 2 scholarships, I was able to pay for everything. I didn't pay nothing out of pocket. The only thing I paid out of pocket was the gifts that I brought back. You know, but it was so good because on the food, we were responsible to pay for our meals. Those scholarships paid for that. So it was very good. And then the Gilman scholarship, and that's something that I wanted to present to y'all, it's because it is a hefty scholarship. You have to write 3 papers. I did the scholarship a month in advance. And the reason why is because it is 3 papers. One, which is your purpose essay, which is who you are, your story, the reason that you are the person you are. So I definitely recommend you already starting with your purpose essay, because if you do apply for multiple scholarships, that's what they're going to ask. Why should we give you the money? Why should you go study abroad? Who are you? So it was really easy. But again, I did use the writing center here that helped me, and I did write most of these essays a month in advance just to help me. But again, then they gave me the money to go. And then the second one with the Gilman scholarship is your follow-on project. And then the other one is your mutual understanding essay. Your mutual understanding essay is pretty much, as an American, what are you going to do? Or what are you going to teach another country, or what you're going to learn from that country and use it here in your future employment? And that's something that I really thought about when I was writing this essay, because it's like, as an American, I don't know how I feel, but you have to actually immerse yourself in that culture and immerse yourself within you to who you are, to know what you are bringing to the table. Again, I use the Writing Center for that. And then the last one is your follow-on project. You do have to have a follow-on project just for you to showcase the Gilman. And then, of course, you have your study abroad, your travel award scholarship, which paid almost 60% of my trip. And with that scholarship, all you do is, again, it was your purpose statement. And again, you already started writing who you are, what is your story. It's easy to just edit it and make it more personalized for that essay, for that award. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing your experience, Carla. I will be talking in detail about the 2 scholarships that Carla mentioned, the Gilman one and the UHD Travel Awards Scholarship. For our scholarship here at UHD, we have modified the application process a bit. And one of the big reasons for that is because it is a non-competitive scholarship, which essentially means anyone who applies will receive the scholarship, and the award amount will come in at 65% of the program cost. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see. It is going to be excuse me. It's a standalone here. Let's see. It's called. Gator Success. There you are. Right? Okay. There we go. Do you want to do it like this? Okay. From current slide, like that. Cool. Oh, okay. And I do need to hold this, right? The microphone? Okay. Feel like a superstar. Star. Just kidding. All right. So Nice to be here. Thank you all for inviting me to be part of this presentation. I'm always happy to talk about study abroad programs. I see some familiar faces in the classroom. I can't see who all is here through Zoom. So if we haven't met, I just want to, should I wait? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it's, okay. We've got swag on the table. Please help yourself. If you want a sticker or a luggage tag or one of those globe squeezy balls, because I know exams are coming up, so you might need to use it to get rid of some anxiety. It won't even what?
You don't have a clicker, it's right here, but I'm trying to share it with the online.
Okay. Usually, you want me to try it?
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't have a good connection.
No, without a pad, this mouse is kind of. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
Remind me to delete it, right?
You have to open. Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all for being so.
No, no, no. No, it's not here. It's just the mouse is giving us some issues. And there's no, we don't have a mouse pad, so.
The friendly mouse, so here, we've got it going right here. That's me, right?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. You want me to do that?
Yeah. No, not that one.
I know. That's why I wasn't. Or we can look at it, just keep it like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is my world. So glitches with technology is a common occurrence. So thank you all for being patient. So as I was saying, some of you do know me and some of you I'm meeting for the first time, but my name is Claudia and I work in the study abroad office. I am from the Middle East. I was born in Jerusalem. I have traveled a lot, not so much lately though, because I've been working a little too much, but I have been through the Central America, the Middle East, and have traveled throughout Europe. I did teach a class called Intercultural Issues before I came to UHD. I'm very interested in intercultural communication and cultural immersion. And I worked as a study abroad advisor before coming here and working as the associate director. Just a little bit about myself. This is a picture of my wonderful student professional worker, Brianna. If I'm not in the office, you can always find her there. So stop by and say hello. We're located on the 3rd floor in room 345. Yeah. It's almost like a storage closet. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about, I've condensed this PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully it won't be too long here, but I want to talk about the benefits and impact of studying abroad if you haven't already thought about those things. And as I'm going through the list, I invite you to think about what you would consider to be beneficial from such an experience of traveling abroad and taking courses and immersing yourself in a different culture than your own. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the types of programs that we offer here. There are 3 different programs that students can select from. I'm going to show the portal, the study abroad portal. We have a Teradata portal that houses profiles and applications now. And then we'll just briefly discuss eligibility, how to get started, how to apply, and maybe for some of you, most importantly, how to finance this study abroad experience. And this is a casual presentation. So if there are any questions that you have, please, raise your hand, and I don't mind stopping and having that conversation. If there are any chat questions you want to share with me, please feel free to do that. So this is not an exhaustive list. But certainly some ideas of that my student workers and former study abroad participants, who we all call now Global Gators, we've had discussions about the various benefits to studying abroad, and we've come up with this. Studying abroad allows you to expand your worldview and your travel experience. It allows you to enhance your career opportunity with invaluable experience. This one is especially interesting because when students who have studied abroad are applying for jobs after they've graduated, and if they have on their resume that they have completed this kind of experience, this experiential high impact learning experience, it really does help you stand out in terms of the other candidates, right? Because it says something about yourself. It says that you're willing to step out of, a box, and that you're willing to be bold to take on new adventures, and that you have these soft skills that are also part of the benefit. Soft skills such as being adaptable, right? Because when you go live in a different country for 16 weeks, if you choose to do the exchange program, you're definitely going to figure out how to adapt to a new environment, right? And that's a very important soft skill to have within the work environment. Leadership skills. Going abroad on your own or with your classmates and experiencing something completely new inevitably boosts your confidence. It gives you self-assuredness about being able to kind of again, step out of that comfort zone and doing something different. You're also discovering new things about your own culture. Students who come back from a study abroad experience, we have a welcome back mixer usually for them, which is an event celebrating those who have participated. And we end up having students who have done a study abroad meet with students who are on the fence to do a study abroad. And so they're having these conversations about their experience, right? And sharing stories. And doing this really allows our students to discover new things about themselves. And they're experiencing and learning culture, a different culture firsthand. Global networking, this is a really awesome benefit. Making friends around the world can help you if you want a job at the international level. One of our former students, Global Gator Fernanda Carrasco, she did a study abroad experience for an entire semester at our partner school in France. It's a business school. And while she was there for the entire 16 weeks, she got to make friends with international students from all over. And not only did they travel together while she was there, but she's still in touch with them to this day. And they've arranged and coordinated future travel plans. And these are students from all parts of the world, and they have business connections, right? So if she's interested in maybe doing an internship in Switzerland, she can contact her friend who lives there and say, hey, do you know of any companies that might be offering an internship that I'd be interested in? Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Denmark, nice. And she lives there. That's so awesome. Well, are you interested in maybe going to visit and doing a Denmark study abroad? I got you. I got you. Thanks for sharing that story, because that's exactly, the kind of experience that our students are having, building that global network. It's also soft skill. Another soft skill is communicating effectively. When you meet someone from a culture that is not your own, and you're getting to know each other, there are different ways and styles to communicate effectively, right? Body language, for example. I use a lot of body language. My hands kind of like flow, and I'm animated. And you in terms of being able to build relations and communicate effectively, it requires that we pay attention to these kind of things. These what we call paralanguage type of behavior, where you're not necessarily speaking about your culture outwardly, but there are signs that we are sharing different parts of our cultural norms and values. So these are just, like I said, a few of the benefits that we've come up with. Does anyone want to share something that is not listed on here that you think we missed? Yes. You're learning a new language. That's perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Carla was talking about. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Well, you can think about it as we're going along. I'm sure. Huh? Emotion. That's right. That's right. Living there and absorbing it and making it a. It's a plug. That's a plug for doing a study abroad. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I guess it should. Is it? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yes. Can I say more? Yes.
Okay, so the two things, the two benefits which I wanted to add was about learning a new language, because I speak four languages, so it's very interesting for me to learn more if I happen to travel soon, because I took an international trip last year and it was amazing. And the third one is just that respecting other people's cultures and values, because somebody in your country, which is normal, could be different and disrespectful in in another country.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. I don't have anything to add to that. That was just perfectly said. Thank you. One of the other really important benefits is this concept of cultural intelligence, which is it measures your capability to relate and work effectively in culturally diverse situations. It's basically what we've been talking about, but there is an actual term here, and there's been a lot of scholarship done on this term. It's akin to the emotional intelligence that came on the scene, it's about 25 years ago. And cultural intelligence identifies those individuals who are able to bridge divides and knowledge gaps and make unique and meaningful connections. We need to keep in mind what the workplace is looking like now and what it's going to look like, in the future. And there's been, a lot of speculation about what the workplace is going to be like in the future. And they've come up with it's going to require a lot more emotional and intellectual ability to embrace constant and rapid change. In just a few years, more than 2/3 of students will be working in jobs that do not exist today and perhaps have yet to be imagined. This is according to the literature. While traditional academics are important, the skills in demand in the coming years, such as problem solving, community building, leadership, these type of skills go beyond the traditional classroom or traditional way of learning. And so an important focus for our office revolves around this broader set of skills and experiential academics that are necessary for students to thrive in a constantly changing world. And this includes the development and learning of cultural intelligence skills and studying abroad, experiencing learning abroad, and contribute to this honing of cultural intelligence skills. Okay, so when I talk to students about studying abroad and preparing or planning for a trip, I advise them to think about essentially the location, the lifestyle of the country, the cost of the program, and the academics that are associated. The location of the country matters, right? If you're not crazy about cold weather, then you don't want to do 16 weeks in Finland. Okay, it can get really, really cold. The lifestyle also will make a difference. We have students who love to go to Spain. And in Spain, there's Madrid and Barcelona, two very popular hotspots. Those two cities offer different lifestyle for students, right? Barcelona has got the beach. It's kind of more, partying and wild. I won't say wild, but it's partying. Madrid, there's partying there too, but there's a lot more museums and kind of a laid back attitude. So when you're researching where you want to go, be intentional and purposeful. You also, of course, want to consider the cost. You don't want this to break your budget. And make sure that the class that's associated with the program actually works towards your degree plan, or if it's serving as an elective, or if it's working towards fulfilling a minor or a major, because you want to stay on path to graduate when you plan to graduate, right? So we don't want your study abroad experience to interrupt that pace. All right. Here are the types of programs. We've got 3 that we offer our students. There's a faculty-led program, there's an exchange program, and an affiliated or third-party provider program. As Carla mentioned, she traveled to Costa Rica on a faculty-led program. And of course, let's not forget, Miss Erica Skinner did a faculty-led program a couple of summers ago. Oh, let's give her a hand. They went to Ghana. She traveled with her classmates and faculty leaders to Ghana. Summer 2023, was it? Awesome. So these types of programs are short term. They can be offered during the winter, during the fall, sorry, the fall, Mayminster, or even spring. I don't have spring up here, but we have a program coming up, 2 faculty-led programs in the spring of 2025. Flyers are actually on the back table if you want to take a photo. There's one program going to India, and it's a group of students in the social work building, on the social work school, and they're traveling with a professor named Dr. Shahnaz Savani. They're going to do work on suicide prevention in India. So serious work. They also have a wonderful itinerary that's attached to it. Now, the way faculty-led programs work, it's essentially something that's designed by the UHD professor. They create a course. Like I mentioned, the India course is social work, 4335. And students register for the class. They take the course in the spring. And then when the semester is over in May, actually for India, sorry, they're traveling during spring break. But the other program that we have going in the spring of 2025, which is going to Japan, they're going to take the class, finish the semester, and then travel May to mid-May for a couple of weeks. So students, you can lump up tuition for that course into your regular tuition class, right? So FAFSA can pay for your tuition. A lot of students like the faculty-led programs because they're short in duration, they're more flexible, they're more cost-effective, and the students are not, for those who may work, they can't be gone for like 16 weeks a semester. This is pretty ideal for you, okay? And you can see that the credit that you take with the class is credit bearing. It will apply somewhere on your degree plan if you happen to be, a major, like for example, if you're going to go to India, you have to pretty much be a social work major, right? Or if you have some room for elective courses, you can take that class, right? For the Japan program, it's an international business course. So students are going to be signing up for a class called Supply Chain Management Logistics. It's an international business course. It's not limited to IB students, right? Like I said, if you're majoring in business, you can see if that course works for you. If you are minoring in one of the business disciplines, you can check with your academic advisor to see if that course works for your degree plan. Or like I said, if you have some extra room for electives, and make it count for an elective, right? The exchange program, in comparison to the faculty-led, this is a program where a student will go study abroad at one of our partner schools for an entire semester. And we have partner schools in Japan and Spain, Finland, Ecuador, what else? Taiwan, not Costa Rica. There's 6 of them. Spain, Ecuador, France, Taiwan, Japan, and Finland. Well, those are the 6, yes. And what that means is that PhD has an agreement with the university in each one of these countries. Yes, sir. Exactly. Well, and we're going to actually be welcoming some students from Finland next semester. Yeah, how cool. That's exactly right. The agreement between our university and the university in each country is a formal agreement. There's a memorandum of understanding on file, and it essentially says we can send our students to their university and study abroad, but still pay tuition to UHD. And that way it allows you to apply your scholarship and your financial aid, right? So you're studying abroad in Finland, but paying $3,000-$4,000 for your tuition only. And if you're a FAFSA recipient, that's kind of free. Well, not free, but you know what I mean, right? You're getting a lot of help there. And then the third option is if you actually want to study abroad, not an entire like semester. You go to Italy, and I don't have yet a partnership with a university in Italy. So what happens is we connect you with a third-party provider. These are study abroad companies that put together study abroad packages. And because they're companies, their database is way more expansive than ours. So their opportunities are more for you to select from. In this case, you're paying the third-party provider directly, not UHD. And with all three of these, there is a course attached or courses. For example, if you do the exchange program, you're going to be taking 12 credit hours of that because you got to be enrolled full time in order for your scholarship and your financial aid to kick in. Okay, this is just a general overview of the three types of programs, and ask yourself which one of the three would you be most interested in, would be a better fit for you, right? Credit courses for each program, the courses accredited to differently. I'm going to go through each, but I'm going to go through each, but into detail. The faculty-led, the course, as I said, it's credit bearing. With the exchange program, the credits are aggregated and identified as transfer credits. In other words, the courses that you take over there that are equivalent to UHD courses will come back as transfer credits. And the same is true for the third party or the affiliate provider. Whatever course you take in their study abroad program, it's a transfer credit. And we just include some pictures, and there's Miss Erica up there. Do you want to say a few words about your experience in Ghana? Just the impact, like I know that y'all's group was really tight because y'all spent a lot of time together and y'all like hung out, right?
Yeah. Okay, hello. So I think our group was like the biggest group ever to go on a study abroad group. There was about 22 of us. So as far as getting the scholarship, I was given the travel award, which covered 60%, and I only had to come out of pocket like $1,700. And all of our excursions and most of our food was included. So all we had to pay for was like extra souvenirs or extra snacks or whatever. So we did many excursions that included monkey sanctuary. We went to several museums. We got to interact with the some of the villages. We got to speak to a priest. We gave you a little pixie dust if you wanted it. And so they had a celebration just for us where we were able to dance with the village people. And so we went to different cities throughout West Ghana where we visited. We had to stay overnight at several different hotels, so we were always constantly moving. We went to the slave castles, well, they call them dungeons now, and we were also able to visit where the slaves took their last bath, which was a really humbling experience to be on those grounds. So I'm going to share my video and Carla's video with you when I send out the PowerPoint for today's presentation.
So that's a high impact experience, right? I mean, it happened almost 2 years ago, and it's still part of the sort of like transformative experience that Erica and her fellow Gators experienced. Yeah. All right. So eligibility to study abroad. We're very fortunate here at UHD in terms of the GPA requirements. If you're interested in a faculty-led program, the minimum requirement is 2.0. If you're interested in studying abroad at one of our partner schools, the GPA goes up to 2.5, which are both very reasonable. The requirements include completing any prerequisites. And what I mean by that, for example, that international business course that I was talking about earlier, there are two prerequisites like Econ 2401 and Econ 2402. So be mindful of whatever course requirements are attached to the program. Being disciplinary and financial good standards. So no holds on your account at the time of applying. Pretty reasonable list, right? Yeah. This is our portal. The top picture is you can access the portal if you go to our website. Study Abroad website, you're going to see a tab to the right-hand side that will take you to this. Let's see. Oh, cool. That will take you to this page, and it will allow you to explore the program. So, what's it called? Dropbox. It's drop down with, if you have a laptop, do it now. It will show you what faculty-led programs we have. It'll take you to the page where the exchange programs are listed. And then the third is it'll take you to the list of programs that the third-party providers have in their database. Call those pages brochures. So there's a brochure for Japan right now, and there's a brochure for Vietnam and Thailand, and I'm about to upload a brochure for India, okay, which will allow you to get a better description, get a better idea of the program. Sure. It gives you the description, it gives you the name of the professor who's leading it, and whatever prerequisites. If you're a first-time user and wanting to explore the portal, this is the page where you'll create an account. And please create an account, because what that does is it gives us the signal that you've created a profile and that you're interested. Creating an account doesn't mean that you're committed to an application. It just simply lets us know that you're interested in something and you're, kind of navigating our portal for information about programming. All right, so y'all are all ready to go, right? Yes. And you're like, how are we going to pay for this? Well, like I mentioned before, if you're a FAFSA recipient, you want to do an exchange program, you can apply that money towards your tuition to study abroad at one of our partner schools. The UHD Travel Awards Scholarship, which we've talked a lot about today, actually it is 65% of the program cost. And as I mentioned before, it's a non-competitive application. So students who apply get money. And why is it a non-competitive application? Does anybody know? It's because each one of you actually contributes into that fund with an international education fee, right? Y'all are paying into that fund, and therefore it is really your money. And why not use it to experience a study abroad, right? Now, there are some criteria, eligibility criteria to receive an award. Through the application process, but it's not really an application process, and I know we've adjusted that. But students must have completed 12 hours here at UHD in order to be eligible. Transfer students, this applies to you. You have to have completed at least one semester of 12 credit hours at UHD at the time of applying. for the term abroad, which is pretty reasonable. You're going to receive some type of academic credit, whether it's a course credit or a transfer credit. And it must be, you must be participating in a UHD approved program. What I mean by that is a lot of our students are very excited to study abroad. Never come to an event, never step by our office. They can just go and apply and do it on their own. Well, you can know that you're not going to get credit for it if you're not going to be eligible to apply, or receive the scholarship money, right? So we want to make sure if you're interested in doing a study abroad that you contact our office either through email or stop by or give us a call and let us know the program that you're interested in, and we'll go through, process whatever application there is. Yes, sir. That's such a great question. Thank you. Level 3 and 4. Because level 3 is reconsidered travel. We actually had to switch a program. Japan program was initially a China program. So when the professor, his name was Dr. Rupak Ranye, when he submitted the proposal, which was last spring, we were monitoring the travel advisory level. This is through the State Department. And it was at level 3. And the reason it was at level 3 is because the State Department determined that the police activities in China that could potentially threaten your civil rights. In other words, there were some incidents of imprisonment. And so the U.S. Department considered this to be, a cautionary situation. And so they gave it a level 3, and we were watching for months to see if that rating would change. And it didn't change by September, so we had to cancel that program and rewrite the proposal to Japan, which is like level 1. Yay. All right. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. And here's just a flyer for the Travel Award Scholarship. This is on our social media. If you don't already, please follow us on Instagram. It's UHD Study Abroad. It just goes through the information that I've been talking about here. And we do on the website also have some really cool ideas about other ways to find your fun. As Carla mentioned, the Gilman Scholarship is one of the more important scholarships. It's a national scholarship. It is funded through the Department of Department of Education. Benjamin A. Gilman was a member of Congress who was a very strong advocate and proponent of international education. And so he started this, and essentially, this program, the Gilman Scholarship, is for FAFSA recipients only and non-citizens. And this is to encourage our students and students who are not, necessarily in a position to be traveling a lot because it's so expensive. This is the kind of funding that, we seek, right, to help us out. So the Gilman Scholarship is very generous to UHD. They give up to $5,000 to support your experience. And right now, we have a student who is studying abroad at our partner school in Japan, APU. His name is Alexander Salinas, and he is a recipient of the Gilman Scholarship. He received $3,500 just straight up to use any way he wants. We will be hosting information sessions. I often invite the Gilman ambassadors to UHD to either give a virtual or an in-person info session, and they talk to our students about their application process, how they write a really good essay, and share their story because they are impacted by their experience that they're going around the region talking about how Gilman has changed their lives through being able to do a study abroad program. We also have on our website other ways for students to raise their own funding, whether it's through, hosting a yard sale or creating a crowd, a GoFundMe page. We've talked to students about these ideas and have asked them to share what they've done to raise money. And it's as simple as having a car wash. What is it? A car wash party. Some of our students who went abroad a couple of years ago put together a car wash party in their neighborhood, and they were able to raise like $300, which isn't bad. You spend it 3 ways, you get $100 of extra money to spend it however you like while you're abroad. I've been talking a lot, I'm sorry if it's going on and on, but I did want to end with a list of current events that I'd like to see a lot of at. Japan, we're having tons of info socials for that particular program. We had one on Wednesday, nice turnout. 20 students showed up virtually. We're having another one tomorrow morning at 9:00 and 2 more next week. I'm also hosting a study abroad info session, first step info session next week. And we'll just ask that you put it on your calendar that we are going to be celebrating International Education Week, November 18th through the 22nd. Every day of that week, we'll have an event. A speaker from the Consul General in the Consulate General of Japan in Houston. So we're going to have someone come in and actually talk to the students about Japanese culture and food and history. And then we'll hopefully also have like a movie night for you. Just save the date and keep checking our social media for upcoming details. Thank you all for being so patient. I just went blah, 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 blah. Are there any questions or comments? Does anyone, have I convinced you? At least have I planted the seed? And if not, what is stopping you? And if anyone in the chat box wants to share their thoughts about, what may be standing in the way to do this? Because this is an ideal opportunity. This is while you're in college and while you're able to get this much financial support and aid to help you do this. I don't see why you shouldn't do it, right? And if you're hesitant because you're like, I don't know if I'm going to do an entire semester abroad by myself, then go for the faculty-led program. You might still have 2 programs that are in the works. I can't say too much about them, but one going through the business school is possibly going to Ireland. That's so cool. And then another professor wants to submit a proposal through the communication department, and he's proposing to create a program that is like cross-disciplinary. So communication majors, history majors, sociology majors, psychology majors can all sign up for that class. And they're going to Japan. Japan's a popular spot right now, right? Yeah. Oh, that's great. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, the faculty-led programs out of all 3 are the most cost-effective. For example, let's see, the Vietnam and Thailand program, right? That's going to be going early December 28th. They'll go there January 6th. So we're actually, the students and the faculty leaders are spending New Year's Eve in Vietnam and Thailand, right? Their program package cost about $5,200, something like that. And that includes airfare, that includes majority of meals, that includes ground transportation, that includes tickets into seeing the cultural and historical sites. That includes what else? Insurance. Students do not have to pay for insurance. We have a wonderful insurance provider called On Call International, which is a safety and medical insurance coverage. So I feel like I'm making the pitch, right? I'm planting the seed and I want to see that seed grow. Let's get. Graduating. What is your major? Okay. Well, yeah, if you had come to us sooner, we could have gotten you abroad during the winter, because when you're looking for a third provider, come do a winter session. A couple of years ago, we had two young ladies study abroad during winter. One went to Paris for 2.5 weeks. The other one went to Prague, Czech Republic for 2 weeks. And she got good credit for the course. So if there's a will, there's a way. No, that's so cliche, but that just so happened. Anyways, any other questions or comments? Otherwise, thank you all so much for having me and come visit us. Join us at one of the events. Okey doke. All right, thank you. Oh, good. I didn't talk that. It's only 6:44.
So good. People are enjoyed the presentation. They're really excited about Japan.
You're really excited about Japan. That's great.
Very right. Usually like universities have like a center for international education, like usually like exchange students go to. So, it's kind of like not their hand, but.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any way to like, go and like, exchange, time with them, kind of like, get to them?
Oh, God, yeah, when you join in the spring, I'm gonna hold events for you to meet our Finnish exchange students. Yeah. Are you on Instagram? Do you follow us? UHD Study Abroad. Everybody. And there's how many on Zoom? What, like 30? 30? Okay, I want all 30 of you to check your phones. And if you don't follow us already, yeah, Jonathan, I see you. Do it. UHD Study Abroad. I should honestly, because I'm a one-person office and that's my means of communicating directly to everyone. That's where we post about our programs. That's where we post about our events. So, I mean, I make a joke out of it, but really, it's thank you for that. Absolutely. All right. And I appreciate y'all's interest in Japan. This is great. But join us for the info sessions. Okay. Thank you all.
Righty, so this meeting is now over. Do you guys have any questions before I let you guys go? No. I wish I could too, but any questions? Alrighty, so we will be sending out this presentation to you guys. On that presentation, you guys will be able to see Carla and Erica's video on there of their study abroad trip. If you guys have any questions at all, you guys can reach out to me at florishh@uhd.edu if you guys have any questions that do come up after this meeting. Alrighty. This is have a good evening, guys. Alrighty.